Welcome back to 20 Years of Doom. I'm Red. I'm not Red. I'm Temin.
Yeah, what? Hey, well, I'm Red.
So today we're doing something special. We're taking a look at one of the earliest Doom editing utilities. Doom editing utility.
Inventive name. Although I suppose this was before you really needed to think of new names for existing software that was different somehow, because it was, well, the first of its time.
I guess so. So yeah, before you get to the editor main, you gotta load the right parameters, and I have no clue what I'm doing. I didn't even realize I was not even in the program for a second there. But the way this works is a bit strange. First of all, I gotta pick a map to edit. I don't know. I think, well, it's just akin to picking a map slot nowadays, I guess. I'm going to choose, we'll see. I'm probably going to choose E2M4 because it had a pretty good soundtrack. I think that's how people decided their custom map slots back in the day.
Just by using DEU to go and pick whatever, or?
Kind of. So what's weird about this is, well, I believe this touted the ability to edit the existing Doom maps and then make your own was kind of a side note. I don't know. I remember reading that in Masters of Doom that by the way, you can also make entirely new levels, unless I was interpreting that incorrectly. But I'm drawing some lines, which works in theory, I think, but it didn't create a sector, so I gotta explain Doom.
This looks like a sector, though.
It does, but it's not. It's just a bunch of connected lines. I don't know how that happened.
So it kind of ended up like a internal sector on build. I know this is gonna get a little confusing. I'll try not to draw too many analogies.
All right, so let's see. Doom maps consist of a couple main parts. I guess the base thing, more or less, is the vertex, which is just a point in space used to, I guess, denote the end of a line def, which is your walls, more or less.
All right.
And a group of line defs that create a closed shape create a sector, which has its own floor height, ceiling height, brightness, and a sector tag and effect. But more on that later. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a sector in this editor. This is my first time using DEU ever, and boy, it wasn't easy to figure out. I couldn't make this free draw actually make a sector for the life of me. That looks like it should be a sector, but it's actually not. Oh, and also that.
What? You have to get rid of your vertices?
Yeah, the previous shape I drew, when I deleted the lines, the vertices stayed behind. It was kind of a nuisance in this little experiment.
It's still not a sector, like you already elucidated.
Yeah,
dang,
it's a bit frustrating. Especially with our modern convenience, Doom Builder.
Yeah.
So to create a sector, it's not as easy as just drawing lines willy-nilly, it turns out. So I gotta figure this out, man. So I check out objects. You can create rectangulars. There's just a prefab sector thing you can do with a width and height rectangles, or you can make an n-gon with a radius of your specification.
Nonagon. All right.
No, an n-gon. That means any number of sides.
Oh.
I mean, it could be a nonagon if you wanted.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I just find that fun to say. But is this a sector now?
Yeah, this is a real deal sector, man.
Nice.
I've created space in the Doom void.
Can we examine our? A grid. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I remember reading in the text file for DEU that there was a 3D preview mode, but I don't think I found it, and if I did, I get the feeling it wouldn't have worked just because this program's really janky. This is still me getting used to the editor in whole, really. I don't know. I did this months and months ago, but there's my sector. I've created it.
It exists.
Yeah.
Oh man, is that brown the color of the walls we're seeing on the grid, or is that just some sort of color for the UI?
I don't see any brown, so I don't know.
Well,
what you
right
mean.
now it's green, but
I think it's just it's inverting colors so that the lines don't blend in with the grid, I think. So I'm going to try and choose a wall texture. No real... it's just, you got to scroll through the whole list, basically.
okay, so it is just brown for some particular reason.
Yeah.
Color space, I suppose.
I guess so. I guess I'm just pressing more keys, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, edit,
Alright.
oh, we can edit our line def.
Yeah. Alright, so line defs have, well, all these flags you can set. Impassable, no one can pass it. Monster block, two-sided, more on that later. Upper and pegged, more on that in a different video, I think.
Whoa!
We're just trying to...
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
here are the line def effects. I'm just, as I've said repeatedly now, this is my first time using this, and I'm just kind of touring myself around. Probably should have edited that, more concisely, but whatever.
This is
it's a short
the
video.
real deal. Here we go.
So there's a problem if you try and select a texture with a mouse. It crashes, like you get stuck.
So we have to use arrow keys.
Yeah, and I didn't figure that out for a good while. So,
All right.
Alright, so starting from scratch again because I messed up. I think I tried recording this before, and the first map I made with it got what happened? It got corrupted or something. Like it was in the middle of saving, and then the program crashed, and it was unsavable.
Game over.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Although I definitely know how that feels.
Yep.
Although usually in the middle of editing rather than saving,
Well,
which
yeah.
that's an even more terrifying prospect. Like you did the thing, you remembered to save, and it still crashed.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
Stances. So me being a 1994 Doom editor here, I got to choose the green, bricks. That's a fan favorite, I think.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Right.
Let's go back to Green Beret.
It's orange bray.
It is nowadays.
Yeah.
Them orange turtles. But
Yep.
I digress.
All right. So I've created a room, and I've created a sector in the room. I don't know why I deleted it. I'm still trying to figure this business out, man.
Maybe you were trying to make a sector within a sector?
Well, yeah.
Subsector?
Oh God.
Which I think now is the time to be drawing sectors by hand. This is when we make our subsectors.
Yeah. I don't think that works either. I don't know
What? Why do you
I don't know, man. This program's janky.
It's a nice way of putting it.
All
Alright.
right. I've got a square and a square. I've done it. Okay, well, forget that business. Let's put a player start first and foremost. So this is the fourth component of the Doom Engine things, and it's just anything that's not related to a sector. Any actor you can place in the map, be they decorations, weapons, or the player start. And the Doom. Oh, I used the mouse again on the. Oops.
I don't know I don't know why I'm so happy to see that a top-down view of a Doom Guy sprite exists. At least that's what it looked like.
No, it was just the forward-facing sprite.
Oh my goodness. Well, I could have swore it looked like Doom Guy. Maybe I
Right.
just really wanted to see that.
So here are all the properties a sector can have. Floor texture, ceiling texture, height, and the effect, light level, and tag. Actually, I'm not sure what integer effect value is. I might have to look into that one. It's a mystery to me. Alright, so I'm gonna make I guess I'm gonna make this a 255 tall room. I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever.
255. Trying to visualize that.
Oh, there's an effect called invalid, do not use. I didn't use it, but I mean, the temptation
curious.
was certainly there.
Perhaps another time.
Alright, yeah, this is me trying the free draw again inside a sector. A, it doesn't snap to the grid very well, and B, it didn't work. it's not a sector I can select.
Dang.
Yeah. This is a bit troublesome. Alright. Let's just make... Oh, I think I'm trying out the N-Gon feature. Yeah, a four-sided N-Gon just makes a diagonal square.
Nice.
If you pick four sides. But I'm just... Oh, yeah. So the vertices, if you drag those around, you can, change the shape of the sector pretty handedly.
Of course.
It's nice. Make weird shapes like that, but, just trying to make a square here, man. Gotta keep this simple.
Oh, man. I'm gonna take a guess here and say that if you want to combine sectors or make subsectors, you have to join them at the vertices.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
I think I was trying to do that earlier when I did the free draw. That didn't work. But
right, but yeah, because that seems to function entirely differently from the regular sector creation, though.
I did figure out how to join sectors together eventually, so we'll have some of that. I mean, that's kind of important if you want to have connected rooms. So.
What? No, I was gonna teleport to every single level in the map and have every room just be a different shaped room with no details in it.
Well, yeah. It was 94. Alright, save this as Temin. Yep. Because I made this. Original WAD, do not steal.
Temin.wad.
Well, I gotta specify that it's DEU.
Ah.
Yep. There we go. Well, come on. Where'd I learn?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So it's got all this stuff that'll build nodes, reject tables, block maps for you. That's all technical stuff that you probably needn't worry about if you're a Doom WAD maker these days.
Probably not.
So I've made a kind of a carpet thing here. You can't really see it because you can't see the textures or anything. Just kind of a long carpet in marble room. Decorating it with... Well, I'm looking... I always thought it was a bit weird that the decorations are a separate thing from light sources when they're functionally the same thing, but maybe that's just me. I'm gonna decorate with tall blue torches. And it doesn't really matter which angle... Oh yeah, the flags. You can pick whatever skill you want. The thing, any given thing, you can specify which skill that'll be on, whether it'll be def, which is an ambush flag for monsters more or less, and if that object appears in multiplayer, which is useful for making deathmatch weapons, for example.
Well, since you can choose which difficulty they appear on, that totally just gave me a neat idea for player ease of access to weapons and items for difficulty's sake. And I don't mean like, make them not appear on higher difficulties. I was thinking more like use decorations as a blocker to certain areas, so you have to find another way around to get to those items.
That is neat.
Yeah.
So here I'm trying to make a little, little offshoot of the carpet. You can connect sectors by just dragging a smaller line onto a bigger line. The inverse of that operation doesn't work, but now these sectors are conjoined by a single line def and its vertices.
Alright.
Simpler than I thought it would be.
I thought you had to go vertice to vertice and include manual vertices for, connecting, but I guess not.
Yeah, it kind of generates it on its own, I guess. Convenient.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a little weapon pedestal over there. I'm going to make our first door. So what I like to do is make that sector there, it's a little door sill, so it doesn't, the door doesn't weirdly jet out into the level.
Right.
The second sector's the door itself. Oops. I keep grabbing these stray vertices from off screen. I don't know why that's happening. So for door sectors, you want to have the ceiling lowered all the way to the same floor as the height, because that's how doors work in Doom. So set that to 0. Just kind of choosing my door textures here.
Think of it like a garage door. It's already touching the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Also, on the grabbing vertices thing, I suppose that when you don't have what's selected under your cursor...
Sorry, real quick,
selected?
I gave that sector a tag of 1. That's important for line def actions. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to make that one a monster closet rather than a regular door you just open.
Ah, okay.
So I'm going to put a weapon on the pedestal and make the pedestal open the monster closet.
Oh man, why is placing weapons so gratifying in level editing?
Oh, and I'm gonna put the plasma rifle on easy, and on higher difficulties, I'm gonna use a less powerful weapon.
Nice.
I never take difficulty levels into account when I make maps these days. Alright, this is the trigger effect for the line defs. Line defs control sector effects, more or less. All of these... okay, there's a lot to explain here. You got W triggers, S triggers, and some other kind of trigger. The W one means if you walk over the line that this is talking about, it'll trigger whatever effect you put it to, do. The S means it's a switch you can use with the spacebar. It's also got S1, which means can only be used once, or SR, which is can be used repeatedly.
Okay, so S for switch, W for walk.
Yeah, you got it.
Cool.
So yeah, you want to set the tag for that line def to the same as the tag of the sector in order for it to open the door. I set it to W1 open door with tag 1, which means it'll open. It'll try to open sectors tagged 1 as a door. If that makes sense.
It does, to me at least.
There's my monster closet. Just gonna put a few guys in there.
All right.
Give it a good old save. Yeah, there's a lot of sector effects, and gosh, there are even more in the future. It's kind of wonderful in a way.
Yeah, a lot of options for how, I guess, simple it is.
Yep, so I'm making another door here. I think this is where progress is going to be made.
Oh, man.
Yep. I don't know what the delete second line def thing means, though. I don't know. But I'm making a real door. Big Door 2. Classic. Oh, and the program crashed. Eesh. That doesn't look good. Look at all that hexadecimal.
Yeah, something went wrong. Oh man.
So I'm taking a look at the level I made so far.
Oh, this is a little more cramped than I. Oh
no,
that's more.
Yeah, here we go. Except there's a bit of a problem.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, you did a boo boo.
So yeah, there are some misting textures, and also all the two-sided line defs have middle textures, so that means they're just kind of filled with the default gray texture there. So I guess this is a good time to explain upper and lower and middle textures. All one-sided walls are basically the boundaries of the world. They're just solid lines that aren't meant to be passed through, so they only need one texture. Just a... I think I went back and fixed the textures. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I got rid of the middle textures, but there's still some missing. But the middle textures you only need the front middle texture for one-sided line defs. Two-sided line defs are basically any line you can walk over in the world, potentially.
Okay.
In modern editors, they're usually a darker color, but that doesn't seem to be the case in this editor. They have 6 textures that you can put on them, more or less. There's no real way to see
quite a bit for one friggin' sector.
Well, you got front, middle, back, or front, middle, top, and bottom, and then back, middle, top, and bottom.
Yikes.
So, bottom textures. How to explain this? Basically, if you have a sector that's kind of jutting out of the floor, like a pedestal, for instance, the lower lip of it will be untextured until you add the lower texture. That's what that's for. And also, all line defs have a front and back, which matters for line triggers, more or less. God, this is so much to explain, and
So much to do, so little time.
but I'm gonna make more maps for this. I'll explain stuff later.
Yeah, we can always reiterate things as well as we do them.
Yep. So yeah, the top thing is just the same as the bottom thing, except if your sector is jutting out from the ceiling instead.
Instead of jutting out from the floor.
Yep. Alright, so I made a little switch there, gave it the tag 2 or 3 or something, and I'm making the exit room over here. And I believe this is an exit switch. You can kind of make new line defs by placing vertices on the existing line def, and that's kind of how you switch up textures on a wall if you want to have different textures as you go along. I'm looking for a switch texture. They're all down in the S1 SW1 section.
Convenient filing system.
Yep. Alright. And I'm going to give it a nice effect. Alright. Just going to go S N level. That means press switch N level. Pretty self-explanatory.
Man, you can actually complete this level now, in theory, as long as it all works.
Yeah, well, I think I got to tag that door so it'll actually open. But I think I do that off camera. Alright, so I gotta put, a guy guarding the exit. Yeah,
Got a chain gun. Should be easy.
Baby's first map. Well, I did put a little goodie. Only on hard mode, though. I put a little goodie in the room with the switch. Right, and on lower skills, I'm just gonna put a Baron. Oh god, I'm scared to use the mouse. I'm sure I could use the mouse for the checkboxes safely, but I'm worried about getting endless scrolling again, and I couldn't be bothered with that.
I suppose you're navigating all these different boxes with the tab key.
Yeah, tab, good old tab. Alright, I've made the WAD. I'm gonna try and run it.
Oh man, moment of truth.
Yep, here we go. Right. Come on. Yeah.
Alright.
Let's see what happens. Trying to run it in vanilla.
Unknown special, $14.99.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't. I'm sorry, but this deal's expired, sir.
So yeah, I couldn't get this to run in vanilla. Luckily, it does run in modern source ports. I'll have to look into that sector type 1499. I don't know what the deal with that is. I'm sure it's something that can be easily fixed. I'll see what I can do when I release this WAD. Yeah, I was a bit upset. I had spent 2 hours on trying to get this editor to work, and then it didn't run in vanilla. So we're gonna try it in GZ Doom.
Alright.
Doom.
Alright, we have to warp first.
Yep, map E2M4.
Hey!
There it is. The map I made. Yep.
Ooh, alright. Flashing light sector.
It opens the monster closet. Oh, I made a little keycard thing happen too.
Hey, nice. Everything seems to be functioning.
Oh, I also made a secret with all the skills we've learned in this video.
Nice.
Got the red key.
Red key card so we can get to the BFG 9000.
Yep. Press the switch, open the exit door.
It's Spooky Cyber Demon. Oh no.
Yeah. I even put corpses everywhere so you know that it's the end.
Oh, that's pretty. Wow.
Alright, I killed the Cyber Demon, and done.
Sad to say, that's still. I've seen worse maps than that still.
Well,
just lots of the shortness of the map was very well accented by the little details. Yes. All right, would play again.
All right. So I'm sure I'll have a link to that in the description. It's a short map, and it's 2 hours worth of effort with a clunky editor that I had never used before. I think I did relatively all right, but
it worked.
Yeah.
Technically, it worked.
It's mostly functional. I just gotta
look. Who's playing Vanilla Doom these days, anyways?
Me, but That's my problem.
Who else on the internet, or the rest of the world, rather? But I digress.
I don't know. But yeah, that was the first of hopefully many Doom wads I'll be making for this LP.
Looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get better than your 1994 weird boxy nonsense going on there.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
You've set quite the bar, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there are many more tools to look at in our future, and I plan to explore at least a couple of them.
All right.
But for now, that's the end.
All right. Well, until next time, I suppose.
Yep. Time. Oh yeah. This is the end of 1994. Finally.
Yes.
Lot of videos for this year compared to the 92 and 93. But it's time to move on to 95 with more Doom wads. So look forward to that.
I turned 3 years old this year.
Nice. Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Later.
Later.